Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new video from me. Today we are chatting all about winter eyeshadow palettes. I know I did this video for fall, sharing my top 10 favorite fall eyeshadow palettes, and so many of you love that one, so I thought I would go ahead and follow that up now with a winter palette. So this is going to be my top 10 favorite palettes for the winter season, so why don't we go ahead and dive in. Okay, so as I mentioned, I do have the video up on my favorite fall palettes. I can link that down below in case you were curious, but I really wanted to focus this one more on winter, and obviously you can wear whatever kind of makeup whenever you want to wear it. There are no rules, but I do feel like I go for a certain kind of look in the winter time, and I always find myself reaching for some of these palettes. I also have some newer palettes that I think would make a great addition to your winter palette family. Before I get started with the palettes, I do want to mention that every single one of these palettes will be down in the description box, so if you want to check any of them out, make sure to head down there. Also, if I have reviews on any of the palettes, I will be sure to leave those down in the description box as well. The first palette I have is a newer palette, and this one I've like slowly been like, okay, this is becoming a new favorite formula of mine in general, but this palette screams winter to me. So this is from LORAC. It's called their NOIR palette. They had two different ones. There's the Sorrel and then also the NOIR, and this one, I just feel like this one is just winter in a palette. Like, look at the tones in here. When I go for a winter look, I'm doing a smoky brown eye, I'm doing a cranberry look, I'm doing a deeper vampy smoky eye, I'm doing like looks like that. So that's kind of where you're going to see a theme throughout here with the palettes. But for me, this one just is perfect. You have everything you need in here. You have a lot of shimmers to choose from, which I feel like I'm all about the glitz when it comes to holiday season and going into like New Year's and everything. And I think this one would make a great addition to your family if you haven't picked up already. And I think LORAC really just like stepped up their game when it came to their shadows. I'm not planning to do much swatching, but I just wanted to show you guys like how foiled their new formula is. It's just so beautiful. It has like a lot of sparkle to it, and I just think these really pop on the eyes, and I know that they have been like overlooked, I feel like, for a while, but I think they're making a comeback, so I would recommend this palette here. I'm gonna go ahead and show you another palette that I have. This one is from Colourpop, and this one here is the GRANDEUR palette, and this is another one that I definitely would recommend. I have a mix of high-end palettes and also some more affordable, so I kind of wanted to throw different options in here in case you're, you know, whatever budget you are looking to grab. This one is really nice, and I think it's perfect again for that fall season. I said fall season. I am like still in fall because I feel like this year in general is just going by so fast, but I'm not ready for winter. I secretly hate the snow. I hate the winter. Actually, it's not a secret. I hate it, so I feel like I'm not ready for it, but it's coming nevertheless. So this one right here, like I was saying, I love a good warm brown smoky eye during this season, but I also really love a glittery moment because I feel like we have those holidays, like I was saying, and I really love blues as well, especially like deeper navy blues like this. So I think this one would be perfect to pair with any other palette that you have as like a, you know, pop to go in with, but also this one you can create a lot of different looks with. And I love the 9-pan palettes from Colourpop. I think they're one of my favorites, and again, packaging wise, everything is beautiful on this one. Okay, and then I have another newer palette, and this one I've been reaching for quite a bit, and this one surprised me. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I do. It's from Huda Beauty, and it's called the Naughty Nude palette. I have a full review on this in case you are interested, you want to see swatches or a look with this. I do have that up on my channel now, but this one, like I was saying, I'm really into those cranberry eyes, and this one is like a cranberry eyes lover dream because you have so many different like grungier cranberry shades, but you also have so many shimmers in here that are beautiful. You have a really nice gold in here. This shade is the only shade in the palette that I'm like live without, that slippery shade, but everything else blends really nicely, very easy to work with, very pigmented, very smooth. And I think you could create a lot of really great winter looks with this one. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love a good neutral eye any time of the year, and this is one of my favorite palettes. I've mentioned this one so many times on my channel. It is just a staple for me. It's the Identity palette from Persona Cosmetics. I dive into this one a lot in the winter time, but honestly, I dive into it all the time because it is one of my favorite palettes, like I said, in my collection. They have actually added new packaging to this, so it's in a packaging more like this, like a plastic packaging, but the formula is still the same, just as beautiful. I just have an older one because I didn't see the point in grabbing the other one. Like, I actually put it in a giveaway for you guys when they sent it over because I was like, I have this one, it's so perfect. So I did go ahead and just keep mine. But I've had this for years. I love it. Again, easy formula to work with. Mattes blend really easily in here. Shimmers are so beautiful, so foiled. And you kind of can create, like I said, those more softer looks, but you also can create a really nice green look. There's some warmer tones in here. You got the plums, and then you have those deeper shades over here. So if you wanted to do a more darker, smokier eye, you could also achieve that with this palette. Mirror, everything is really great about this one. I really love that one. And then diving back into those cranberry shades, this one here is from OFRA. This one is called the Symphony palette, and this one is newer to me, but I know already I'm going to be reaching in this one like a bunch this winter season, because I've done 2 looks with this one now, and both times I was like, this is a palette I love, because I love a good, like I said, plum cranberry eye during the season. And this purple right here in the palette is absolutely stunning on the lid. It works really well on the outer edge as well if you want to like deepen up any look. The middle shade is the Blissful, and you can actually use this as a highlight if you wanted to, or you can use it on your lid, and it's a really pretty gold shimmer on your lid. So I think this one would be great in your collection, but also I love how small it is, how compact it is. So if you are traveling, maybe not this winter, but next winter, this one is great as well, because it does have that mirror and it's nice and small and compact. Okay, and then next I have the Sultry palette. I feel like this one makes an appearance in all of my videos, but this one was also in my fall video, but this is perfect for winter time as well. Again, cool tone palettes are my thing during the winter time. You'll see in the next few palettes that I just love that type of look. So this one for me has those cool tones, but it's not unapproachable. I've said that many times with this palette. You still have some warm shades in there. You have the pop of pink. You have these more like neutrals right here, so you don't have to go as cool as, say, the next palette I'm talking about. This one kind of has just more of like your everyday shades, but you have that option if you want to go for something a little bit more grungy or a little bit more cool. So that's why I like this one. Again, easy formula to work with. These are a little bit more powdery than a lot of the other palettes I mentioned, but it's still pretty easy, and I love the packaging on this one. It just screams holiday to me, and I know they re-released this year, so you can now grab this one again. So if you do not own this in your collection, I highly recommend picking it up. I don't know if they'll bring it back next season, but I would grab it while you can. There's a few different sites I know that have like little bundles as well, so I'll link a few of those down below. And this is a cool toned palette. Like I was saying, the Sultry is more approachable. This one's a cool tone palette. Like if you like cool tones, you'll like this palette. This is from Natasha DENONA, and this is her GLAM palette. So this one recently released, and I went all for this one. I was like, I love those tones. I'm into it. I love the golds. I love the more cool toned vibe of this one. Again, great formula in here, very easy to work with. I will say that some of these shades are very similar to one another, but this one almost reminds me. Actually, let me show it to you next to the NOIR palette. Now that I'm looking at it, I was kind of like, this kind of looks pretty similar. I see a few shades that are pretty close here in this palette, close to the Natasha. Like, look at how similar those are. So, I mean, whatever kind of, I think this one's a little bit more pricier than this one, but I think that this is a good formula. Like I said, it's easy to work with. It is quite pricey, so if this isn't something that's like right in your alley when it comes to the color wave, you could also grab the NOIR palette. And also this one from Colourpop that I'm going to mention next also has a lot of similar shades. So this one is their Stone Cold Fox palette. I am going out there and saying that this is my favorite Colourpop palette. I love me some 9 pans. I love their 9 pan palettes, but this palette for me is like everything in a palette that I love. So I love those cool tones, but I also love a good like pink, I don't want to say like ballerina look, but I kind of feel like Nutcracker, ballerina, like pink eye. And this one, like these tones right here, this whole entire row, I'm like, I can create that soft pink eye that I want. Also, like I was saying, I love that navy color, darker, deeper looks. You've got those cool tones, warm tones in here. You have like everything that you need in a palette in this one palette. It's beautiful, easy formula. Shimmers are beautiful, mattes are easy. So this one from Colourpop, highly recommend. This is, like I said, my favorite Colourpop palette. I also have a review on this one, so I'll link that as well. Okay, and then the last 2 palettes that I do have are a little bit older, so these are ones you may already have in your collection, or if you don't own them, I would recommend them. So first I have the FRIENDCATION palette from Dose of Colors, and this one is very glitzy, very shimmery. I would hold it up, but I actually have a broken shade in mine, which is such a bummer. But I had this cranberry shade actually shatter in my palette, so I'm sad about that. So I'm going to kind of hold this so I can show you the rest of the palette, but here's what it looks like. I love a good green look during the season as well, so that's why I wanted to grab this palette out, because it has that really beautiful green shade that you could create a really fun green look with. But I also love that it has this deeper blue, you have the purple, so you have a lot of options in here. You can create a really nice like New Year's Eve look, or again, kind of stick with those more pink tones with like this red and this pink, mix those together. Kind of make something similar to this eye look with the browns in this palette. I think it's a really great formula, very user-friendly, very easy to work with. I love how compact it is, nice and small. So this is one of my favorites actually in my entire collection. And then lastly, I wanted to recommend this because I feel like this can go with any season. And that's why I recommend this palette a lot. It's the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. This one has been beaten. It's very well loved in my collection. But the reason I say this one is because you get so many different colors in here, and it's an easy formula. It's actually what I have on my eyes right now. But the reason I say it's an easy formula is because I feel like you can create easy looks without having to think about it much. I really just go in here and I'm like this, da-da-da, and then a shimmer in the lid, and I'm good. It looks like I put a lot of effort in, but this is only like, I think I used 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. So like it looks like I've used a lot, but I didn't. And that's what I love about this one. And there's so many different options. Not really sure what I did to the shade right here, but it looks kind of gross. But like I said, there's so many different options. If you wanted to have a fun like blue moment, a purple moment, those are here. But also just like the warms, the oranges, the cranberries, you have those deeper dark shades. So if you want to do a deep smoky eye, you have the pinks, like I was saying, like the ballerina look. You can do a mustard look. There's just a lot that you can actually do with this palette, and I think it's perfect for any season. I also love it in the summertime because you have those fun pops here as well. So it's one that can transition. Also, definitely really good for the fall time as well. So that is going to do it for all of the palettes that I have for you guys for this winter season that I recommend you grab if you are looking to update any of your eyeshadow palettes collection, or if you're wanting to add just a couple more staples to get you through. Again, makeup has no rules, so if you don't want to wear a deep brown smoky eye during the winter season or a cool look, you don't have to. I feel like I rock a pink look or, you know, a blue look whenever I want to, but it is nice to kind of curate your collection a little and have those set palettes that you know, like, hey, it's getting colder, we're busting out our sweaters, let's go ahead and grab that one palette that you just think about wintertime, and that is just something fun to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I'm going to have all of the palettes down in the description box, so make sure to head there, check any of them out, and I appreciate you guys watching so much. I will definitely do this again in the spring since you guys enjoyed the last one. Hopefully this one goes over well as well. So again, thank you so much. Subscribe if you are new and you have not already, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends.